I'm an international photographer. And also of the Freedom Mission, the book that you've done in this film. There's no doubt you're going to find the Freedom Mission a fun, fast-paced frolic. It's an adventure story, so you'll love it. But more important, fundamentally, what you're going to learn are a series of techniques that I have documented in my process to go from nothing all the way to $10 million in revenue. And I've done this 3 times. I've done it over and over. I want you to learn the techniques of the ebook is free. All you need to do is put in your first name, your brief address, and then have it free and let me know what you think. Thanks for your interest.
So that's my first note of video. I think I'm a bit stiff, but that, and unless you have an objection, I think that might indeed have progress. I was going to put that video in that slot. What do you think?
I think the video is fine. I mean, I think when you're doing the video yourself, you're going to critique it a lot more and think about things a lot more than other people are, because all people are looking for is simply the message and for you to hit the pain point. And if you can provide them a solution to it, and if you can, then obviously they're interested, they take the actions. Outside of that, you know, I think that's the only thing that we would focus on is being able to hone the message in and to make it more concise as we go forward. And one of the ways that, you know, I know a lot of people, especially building courses. I've got a lot of people in this industry that I work with. And one of the things that they recommend is, you know, to take your phone and to, for like 5 minutes a day, just record yourself.
Yeah.
And just repeatedly do that. And it's going to be awkward at first. And I mean, I can, you know, and I thought about doing this exercise myself. Because it would be awkward. I mean, I'm not the type of person, I don't like selfies. I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like, I could care less. Like, but there's some people out there that are really good at it, you know, for example, and certainly they would make the best people for this type of stuff. So we have to think in ways of how we're going to, you know, we just need to keep ourselves natural and keep, you know, because, you know, whenever someone watches a video of us or comes to one of the live sessions or a webinar or gets email, anything like that, we want them to keep the same tone and voice with them all the way through, the same brand, the same message, same persona. So, I mean, you know, videos, good, bad, you know, it's subjective from the standpoint of anything outside of the message. So, you know, once again, you know, my thoughts on this is, you know, talk slowly, you know, start recording yourself so that you can play it back and see what's, you know, what works and what doesn't, what maybe you shouldn't, you know, maybe make a little movement that you shouldn't, you know, sometimes like I'll make faces when I probably shouldn't. But, you know, it's, you know, it's just a practice. And certainly
practice and be natural and just get into a rhythm of it, which of course that video doesn't show, but, you know, I'm just trying to, we're starting. So yeah, I take that advice. It's probably a good idea. I'll just pick up my iPhone and just practice, yeah?
Yeah, just start shooting because, you know, you'd be surprised. I mean, you might be able to be walking down the street of, you know, there in Manhattan, and you're walking somewhere you got to walk, right? And you could pop it and do it real quick, and that could be a winning video. It could be a winning advertisement. You may be able to deliver your elevator pitch, you know, in 12 seconds. And, you know, say, hey, I've been there. I've had the same pain. Here's what I went through, and now I've got a solution to it, and I can help you. And that right there wins it all, in my opinion. So I would say that the first video that you have there, I think that's solid in the sense that people just want to connect, and that's a way to connect. Whether it's good, bad, from the perspective of anything outside of the message and delivery of it, you know, I don't think, you know, people care. I don't think it matters. I think it's, you know, I think it's better to be somewhat genuine than, you know, no, obviously you don't want to be genuine to the point that you stutter or say a lot like I do. So it's a learning process. And I think it's one that, you know, all of us probably need to learn that art a little bit. But I think it's good to go. I think that the main thing that we're looking for here on this first landing page, even if without a video, I mean, if you can just get the static image, that top banner where someone lands on that page, they see the headline, and then we're able to then hit them with, get the email and their name, and so they get the ebook. That's what our focus is on, is that conversion value and being able to take it. Because right now, I mean, the problem that I'm having on my end is I'm still not showing any lead counts yet. And, I mean, we're still early in the game, which is good, but, this is one of the things that, we need to get resolved. And it's just a matter of making sure that the code is placed on there and make sure that we're reading it and Facebook is connecting. It's showing that it's connected.
So the Facebook pixel, I'm advised that was placed, that your instructions were followed, that you put on the start thread, and that was done.
Okay.
That's the advice I've got. So that was done last night. So you'll be able to start tracking. So that's great.
We should be able to start tracking now. I would think that we have an opportunity, I mean, it should start firing, today at some point, but thus far I'm not showing anything. So, though I'm not able, I mean, it's not that concerning because I'm not really that concerned about getting leads at this point as I am about getting my costs down, getting the right message, getting the right audience, and being able to go after them. So, kind of what I've done, let me bring you my slide real quick.
Yeah.
What I've done is I took campaign V2 that we have running right now, which is performing very well, and it's not even dialed in, and it's actually outperforming our second iterative ad. So what I did with this, and here's how I'm doing it differently. Instead of going after interest like we have, I want to go after two types of behavior, which are purchase behaviors of business purchases and subscription services for higher education. And not only business purchases, but business marketing is one of them. Obviously, another purchasing would be, business operations. I would say even we need to look at purchasing of like investments, like, people, because I mean, entrepreneurs or CEOs of companies that they have are looking to always raise capital to expand, to buy, to whatever. So, you're always having to seek capital. Finance is obviously a big part of your job.
And also to invest in profit.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I think here, business marketing is pretty narrow. I think I'm going to have to open this up a little bit. Excuse me. Higher education, I'm not really convinced on this one too much. It's one of the things I'm thinking of because I'm thinking of people who are obviously going to be more apt to buy this. So I'm looking at a new market than we had because we were very narrow. I mean, we were getting we had 140,000 audience targeting. That was very, very specific. So what I've done is I've also gone in here and I've added in some income qualifiers just to keep people, 75,000 plus a year. Certainly not everybody who's in the CEO position is going to report, a lot of them might report just earning $1 a year and then take, interest, dividend, whatever payments at the end of the year as their bonus. So, this may not be necessarily that accurate. What I want to do is we had over 4 million people in the audience that had these two types of behaviors, purchase type behaviors, where, we recorded an online purchasing of a course of some sort. So even, in the behavior section, let me say, business marketing, business management. Okay. I think that would absolutely pop. Let's see. Behaviors. I should pop it. Oh, come on. All right, so it doesn't want to play nice. Let's see. Just give me business and financial operations. No, because we don't really want to get to demographics too much, as we want to. See, this could be a good one. Business services, people who are owners or employees of a business. We don't want the employees. No. Let's leave it like this for now. I think it's fine. It's a new audience. It's going to give us some new ideas. It's going to give us some new information. Hopefully, it's going to reduce our CPC even further. And we'll look at that real quick.
So are these mutually exclusive? Are we taking the 140,000 on the existing market and adding to it, or are we only looking for the overlap between the two? What does this do?
This is a whole new audience. I'm excluding the people that have gone through, who have actually gone to our website, and I'm excluding people who have liked the page. I need to go in and exclude out the other audience that we're running, because this one is just a whole new audience that we're gonna to reach out to, and we're gonna look at it more on a behavior basis than on an interest type basis. So instead of people who have talked about it, who have liked something related to the page, I'm looking for people who have done things that are within our industry specs, and then trying to find those people, bring those people in. And then one of the key things that we have to do, and we will be able to reach, I guess, it looks like we're getting it's recording 10 clicks a day on our pixel right now. We're at 40. We've got to get to at least 100 before I can even touch the lookalike retargeting, or the lookalike pixels based on people who have already taken action.
Oh, I see.
Once we do that, I would be able to come in here and add the audience. I'd be able to include it here. But see, right now all I have is just the website traffic, which is registering 40 people right now. So we're still very low.
Right.
I'm gonna take this out for because we're not really paying interest. But yeah, for right now, we'll come back to this. I'll launch this in a little bit. I was gonna wait and see if you wanted me to try out some new URLs, because what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna run just these two images here, and then I'm gonna run these three headlines and just this one, or these three ad text.
Well, can't we come to a conclusion already that the long form is not working?
It's pretty close, and I'll show you what I did. The long form.
I had a look last night, and I thought, oh wow, okay.
Well, it's not that it doesn't work. Once again, we've only had 4 clicks here on this campaign, and we've got a very high CPC average right now, and that's just because we're hitting some, we're just hitting some stuff. I've already cut it back. I reduced it back from 15 to 867 right now a day. I went ahead and reduced this campaign down to. I reduced this campaign down to 15 from 20, increased V2 from 15 to 20, and because it's already running at a better average CPC, better average, CTR. So what I've done is I've taken this campaign.
Version 2, that campaign is the those 2 photos you just showed me with the new copy but short form.
Short form, yes. Let me show you 1 second.
Yeah.
And on this one, the best one, the one that's running right now, I made 2 mistakes early in my entrepreneurial life. This one right here, and I don't think these other ones had really a chance to run. This one just jumped out and started getting clicks, so, obviously I'm going to want to spin out and look at more of these, but for the one that I'm about to launch with the new audience that I built, it's going to focus on these 2 images. It's going to focus on this, and it's going to focus on this ad text. Well, it's going to focus on 3 of them. I forgot which ones exactly, but if you don't have the new landing page ready today to run with it, that's fine. What I want to, because I mean, we're getting registrants, we're getting leads, though I'm not able to see
Just I
them
just
yet.
want to manage your expectations. It probably takes. We can probably do 2 variations a day. That's as fast as it can go. Just so you know.
Well, and that's why, for example, I mean, I don't think V4 really has had a chance to run yet. I mean, once again, V4 could be great to use with, retargeting campaigns. So there's other areas that it can be applicable to.
Yeah, impressions is the version 4 had so far.
How many impressions?
Yeah.
861.
So why isn't that enough? Aren't we looking for around 1,000 to see a trend?
Well, no, that's broken down onto the element level. That's 1,000 total, and you can see, like, for example, on these images, like this image is now the only one running, because this one I went ahead and cut out yesterday because of the high cost per click. I was like, we're not paying $10, and it's not that it's going to be $10. It's just that it started out that way. That's a little high for me right now. So it's no big deal. We've already had campaigns running with it. This one has just turned out to be the best performer so far. But
you're saying 1,000 impressions is per element, meaning per ad that you've got listed there on that page.
Per based on, if you're basing it off of like an image or the headline, ad text, URL, so forth.
Right.
So here, I mean, we're halfway there. I mean, it's just 3 clicks. But the cost per click has been really high, I mean, this one really spin it up real quick. So, now that, I mean, and we still have a long ways to go. I mean, like all this ad text, like all these are still running. So we have only 4 clicks on just this one. And this is the one that was, so it's a matter of, I mean, for this one, for right now, I would say, I mean, I don't see any value that this one's bringing on the same audience compared to the other 2 campaigns we already have running. So for right now, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and pause this one out. And that way we can layer in on the V5 campaign with the new audience that I have right here. And when are we going to have the new landing page?
As I say, we could do 2 per day.
Okay.
We've done 1, but we're copying up on the video player. So I just did. There'll be another 2 tonight, another 2, another 2, another 2. So is there a particular design you want me to focus on?
I mean, I would focus. I mean, to start off with, I think we just need to test short form versus long form, or short page versus long page, because.
Which one do you want to start with? Gold button, yellow button, red button, video, no video. Which one? You pick.
Make it simple. Give me the same image that you have right now on it, and then change the button. What's it currently on? Orange, yellow.
Yeah. There's a gold one, and yeah, it's currently on yellow.
Okay, now do a red one.
Do what?
Do red.
Red. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you want no video. You just want an image, and you want a red button.
Just something. Yeah, something quick. And like this is kind of where my job kind of parlays into the landing page side. Is a lot of times what we're talking about right here. I'll see and I'll go in and I'll do quickly and I'll take, because what I'm doing is from all of the different. We got a little small mistake somewhere.
Do you want me to give you the URLs for the ones we'll have ready for tomorrow, for the landing pages?
Just provide them to me tomorrow. Yeah, hang on one second. I'll see this right here. Okay, we got a little capitalized right there. Okay. I mean, when you get them, just send them to me right then, and that way I'll take it.
I've got it. I'm gonna give it to you now. So I'm gonna give you an alternate landing page that'll be ready tomorrow. That'll be easier for us.
I'm gonna go ahead and ship this campaign I want to go ahead and test. I mean, we're testing a whole new audience, so keep in mind that. That's not really. Well, do I want to test behavior? Ooh, that's tempting. Cool.
That's the URL. If you want to slap that URL on it, that's by by midnight our time. There'll be a live landing page there that'll work. Short, and that one is the one starting with financial independence text. It's short form, red button, and a video. In other words, the same as the one we've got, except instead of a gold button, a yellow button, a red button, right?
All right, I'm going to put this one out. Go back and look at this top. Yeah. Once I can get once we get this synced up and this starts registering, and I start getting my conversions over here, that's when I'll be able to take it and run. And it's fine right now if I don't have it, because like I said, the first week or two, anything that comes in, that's just cool. I mean, it's going to happen. It's just not happening at the rate that I want it at, certainly. And I think that the reason why we start off, once again in the beginning is, we had the wrong URL, so they weren't bumping to this, and they weren't able to provide us with their information. So we probably lost, a pretty good amount of traffic to begin with. However, we were able to dial in quite a bit off of that information, so at least, we got what we needed, so that's fine. Right now, these two are running.
I can tell you now, the alignment of the video is a bit out of kink, but I'm just told by my business partner that this landing page is now working. You want to just check it. The second one.
LP3V1?
Yes.
I got a mobile render, it looks like. Mobile issue. Write the stuff on SCSS.
Sorry, what are you getting? Give me the screenshot. Are you getting a problem, are you?
Yeah, right here. Are you able to see mine?
Oh.
The video doesn't. It doesn't format for mobile. But this is what it would look like on the. And see, now here's a problem.
No, I'm going to be clear. We haven't even touched mobile. We're just doing desktop right now. So, can you just look at it on desktop?
Yeah.
You don't even get a video icon.
Hello, my name is Kenel Tonk, and I'm an international entrepreneur and author of The Freedom Mission, the book that you've just shown an interest in. Now, there's no doubt you're going to find The Freedom Mission a fun, fast-paced rollick. It's an adventure story, so you'll love it. But more importantly, more fundamentally, what you're going to learn are a series of techniques that I have documented in my process to go from nothing all the way to $10 million in revenue. And I've done this 3 times. I've done it over and over again. I want you to learn these techniques. So the ebook is free. All you need to do is put in your first name, your email address, and then have a good read of it and let me know what you think. Thanks for your interest.
I cringe every look at it. Okay, so it's working. That's good. It's working, yeah?
But keep in mind, we run all of our traffic pretty much on mobile.
Yeah, I've got to do all the versions. So that's what we do. We go desktop, mobile, desktop, mobile, desktop, mobile, desktop, mobile.
See, usually when I write, and I haven't written code, and it's been a couple months, but when I write, I mean HTML, CSS, that's easy. But when you're writing it, you want to do everything mobile responsive. Use the Bootstrap, Twitter module. And when you load that, you can make it. I mean, everything's easy because you're just making it into. You're looking at everything on a page is 12 columns, so you know how to make your splits. Whether it's 6 or 4 or 3 4s or whatever you want to do. And when you do that, you actually go ahead and build it for both desktop, mobile, tablet, everything all at once. Yeah, you have to make some tweaks here and there, especially when you're adding in some like form modules or different things like that. But I mean, outside that, it makes it very, very quick and easy.
I don't understand what tool you're talking about. The way we're doing it is we have a designer. The designer does one for desktop, does one for mobile. We send it to the programmer to convert PSD to HTML. What are you saying is a quicker way? Appreciate it.
I mean, like this is how I've written every program. Like if I'm writing some custom software, especially on the front end, I'm bootstrapping it. And when you bootstrap, I mean, dude, like SaaS, it's a framework.
This is a framework within what, PHP? What is this?
No. This is CSS. This is a CSS or SCSS framework now for designing front ends of websites. I mean, it's got everything that you would. It's got already the elements built into it that you could take, and then someone like me would write custom shit to like customize it out. And let me show you. Hang on. Yeah. I've got a lot up. Hang on. All right, let me give you an example. What I put in styles. All right, so these are all SCSS files right here, and like this is where I go in and like I write my custom modules. Like if I'm going to call my div section of my HTML section, well, this is where I'm customize that section right here, right? Or if I'm like the footer, whatever.
Well, what code are you looking at?
This is my code. This is a code that I wrote for an application a couple years ago.
Yeah, but what's it written in? What is it written in?
Was the reasoning?
No, what is it written in?
Oh, this is written in. I mean, this is CSS.
Okay, so I mean, I've got a programmer who's doing this. So what's the concern? The concern is we're too slow to roll out.
I mean, if it was me, if I had a custom, if I was writing this for you, like, look, this is what I used to write all day. I mean, this is a big ass file, dude. I mean, this took me. I wrote this for years, and I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on in here, but. This is where I've got everything, to make it look pretty on the front end. So like when I'm using, for example, a landing page, hang on, my computer's freezing up. So I've got landing, hang on. These are landing pages. So for example, like.
But I don't want you to get the impression, when I say 2 landing pages a day, and one is a gold button and one is a red button, I don't want you to get the impression he's writing that CSS from scratch. I mean, obviously, for a different landing page, he just copies the CSS and then changes the color code, from 6 to 18.
Yeah. Exactly. You would do. I mean, all you would do for every landing page that you write. For example, these are the landing pages I have on this folder. So for every one of these landing pages, I would take a copy of this whole code right here on this page, dump it over into a new page, boom, done. I'm going over, I'm wiring it up on my front end, and then what I'm doing is my routes, and then I'm coming back over here, and it's simple. It's done, and I can call it.
So I'm probably at cross purposes with you. Please understand that's what our guy is doing. He's not writing from scratch all the variations on the one thing he's already designed. Right. When I say you can only do 2 a day, he can only do 2 a day where he doesn't have that code because it's a brand new design of something else. And I'm talking about other pages of the website that you and I don't even get to explore because it's content. Entrepreneurs TV. And I think you were talking about video and desktop. So not video, mobile and desktop. How does what you're saying affect that? How can you do that faster?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. These are. Do you see these right here? Can you read this?
I can't read it. No, it's too small for me. Yeah, okay, class. Yeah, video.
Div class. Okay, so I'm calling a container here. Okay, within this div right here that goes from top on 55 all the way down to 67 where it closes. Okay,
Yeah.
This is a section. So if I want to take a section out, like on your page, and if I'm writing the code from scratch like this right here, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to select it. I'm going to hit the delete key. I'm going to then do Command Save, and then I'm done. Command S. I'm out, and I'm going to then publish up to your. I'm going to go ahead and test on my home or my local server. Then I'm going to go ahead and push to the repo. So doing these landing pages like this is very. I mean, like in fact, like I've got custom modules. Like you see this right here. Like this calls a whole section. This is a div ng include. So this is calling a testimonial section that I build out in components. So I've got a whole component right here, a whole module on a page. So like, for example, like your landing page, let me give you an example. Your landing page right now.
I'm with you.
Like let's say this thing, let's just talk about this landing page. This whole thing that's purple right here, this whole purple section, that's in that one component. Mm-hmm. This section right here, from top on the white down to this line, this is a component, okay? All these are components. That way I can take those components and just mix them up, take them off, whatever. And that's easy, it's quick.
So it's a modular approach to code, so you can mix and match elements on a landing page as part of your testing.
Yeah. I mean, and once again, like if I, and this right here, think of this right here, this div include code right here is no different than being a block of code right here, okay? It still has your header line, start driving traffic today is one of the calls to action. Learn how we can help you achieve incredible results, blah, blah, blah. And it's got the contact button right here below it, the aref, says contact us. So everything, this is, these little blocks of code right here can be and I mean, you can just like, for example, you see how this is just highlighted out, how's gray? It's because I've actually put little tags right here in front of it to make it where it's not included in the code, so it doesn't read it on the page. So the web browser never sees this right here. So I don't have to delete it. I can just take it out. So if I want to reuse it somewhere, which I do all the time, I can then pop it back in. It makes it very simple. It may not be the cleanest way, but I mean,